Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and do not worry, I am still gonna continue my reviews for Black History Month. I'm just taking a little break, a couple of days, because it's Valentine's Day weekend. So I decided, well, love is in the air, right? Not really. But I decided to take a step back and look at some romantic comedies or romantic-like movies and see if I can find some good ones. I looked online, I googled top whatever Valentine's Day movies, and I tried. I tried with this film. When in Rome is a 2010 comedy film. So they say. It's directed by Mark Steven Johnson. I cannot believe that this guy directed this movie. Come on. Really? I thought you were better than this. The plot, before I get into the horridness of this film, the plot is we meet Kristen Bell as Beth, who... Kristen Bell, I'm supposed to buy this. Kristen Bell is this woman who can't get a boyfriend. She just can't. She's desperate, she's upset, she's all just, she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what's wrong with her. Her sister is getting married in Rome, so during the wedding she's over there, and Kristen Bell is so upset that she can't find a guy that she finds this like well. And all of these coins are in there because of guys throwing them in there wishing for love. She starts picking up a bunch of coins. Why? I don't know. Because that's how you get the plot of this movie going. And now that she has these coins, this spell was put on these guys to fall in love with her. So throughout the whole movie, all of these guys are hitting on her, desperately, madly in love with her. One of them is Josh Duhamel, who plays Nick. But the problem is that Kristen Bell likes Nick too. So there's your plot. Now this fucking movie. Where do I begin? Well, Kristen Bell, like I said, I think what hurts the most about this movie is that I love Kristen Bell. I do. Not just from Veronica Mars or Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but just as a person, she just seems so cool, so awesome, so pretty. Like, what's there not to like about Kristen Bell? And I'm supposed to buy that there's a world where a chick like her, looks like her, has this cool personality. Hell, even in this movie, she has this really successful job. She's all about her work, like she's responsible, everything. She can't find a fucking boyfriend. In what world do these movies exist in? How many of these movies have this type of plot where you take this really hot chick and they can't find a fucking boyfriend? It's ridiculous. If Hollywood really wanted to give me a realistic type plot like this, cast a fat actress. Cast somebody who's not as attractive or desirable as the ones who normally do this movie. So then at least I can buy the plot a little more, or I could be interested in a plot like this more, instead of just sitting here rolling my eyes because it's typical Hollywood bullshit. Even Josh Duhamel, he has charisma, and he is a likable person, you know. I wanted to like him. Just the material is not fucking there. There's so much dumb shit with his character. Like, he's this guy who's really clumsy. He has this backstory where he was a football player, but he got struck by lightning in the neck on the field. So now his peripheral vision's all screwed up. He can't really see all that well, so he's constantly bumping into things, knocking things over, falling into a giant hole in the middle of the sidewalk, and I'm like, motherfucker, this is not only not funny, not only bottom of the barrel type of material, but you're the love interest, dude. Really? Why does he have to be so fucking goofy? There's a scene in this movie where he takes Kristen Bell to a restaurant where there's no lights, where it's pitch black, where you're supposed to use all of your other senses, not your sight. All that scene is there for is to have some goofy gags over them not being able to see, so they're knocking into people's tables and knocking into people in the restaurant. And it's like, was that the only reason why this is here? Because otherwise, it just makes him look fucking stupid that he would bring her to a restaurant like this. It's not even funny. And that's the issue. I could have gone along with this really over-the-top, stupid, ridiculous, dumb fucking plot over this spell with these coins, because I guess these guys would not have been into Kristen Bell without a fucking spell. John Heder, if you don't recognize that name, Napoleon Dynamite. Yes, Napoleon Dynamite is in this movie. He's a magician who, I mean, none of his stuff is funny at all. And not only that, they have this inside joke, like a gag, Easter egg, where Efren Ramirez plays Juan, who's his side buddy that just like records all of his stuff on the camera. And it's like, come on, know your audience. For the people that they want to see this movie, the women who want to see this lovey-dovey romantic stuff, are they really going to know that Efren Ramirez played Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite and the two of them have that connection? Is anybody else going to give a shit about that besides me? Because I actually like that they did that. Although none of it was funny with them, but at least they thought to do it. But still, how many of these women watching this movie are going to catch that reference? Or the fact that you have guys like Shaquille O'Neal showing up in this movie, Lawrence Taylor, David Lee, who's a basketball player. I mean, at least Shaquille O'Neal is universally known. But do any of these women really know these other sports figures? I'm not saying there's no women who don't know anything about sports. I'm just saying the women who are going to see this movie, they're probably not going to give a fuck or know anything about any of that stuff going on. You also have Will Arnett, who plays this painter who's Italian. He's putting on this horrible Italian accent. Really fucking annoying. Dax Shepard as a male model. None of his scenes were funny, but I was more amused to watch him and Kristen Bell together because in real life, they're married. Lucky bastard. So, again, slightly amusing to see them interact, but not enough. There's not enough scenes of them. You have Danny DeVito, who's also in love with her. And I was just more depressed watching him just pathetically fawn over Kristen Bell. I mean, yeah, she's hot, but it's like, dude, how old are you? Like, what? How creepy is this? This isn't how I want to remember you by, Danny DeVito. Fuck. Don Johnson plays her father, who, okay, that was random. And just one other thing I want to mention, speaking of stupidity, I mean, there's so much dumbness going on here. There's so much unfunniness going on here. So many situations where I groaned and moaned and wanted to shut my eyes and turn the TV off and do all of this. But she has this like best friend, Stacy, who works with her. And I don't know why this bothered me so much. Out of everything in the movie, this was really bugging me. There's a moment where Stacy is supposed to cover for her while she's in Italy for her sister's wedding. And Stacy just like, she basically fucks up and yells at somebody that Kristen Bell is trying to make a deal with to get a painting to her exhibit and fucks it all up, so now the painting isn't coming. And basically Kristen Bell now is about to lose her fucking job, all because of Stacy doing what she did. Kristen Bell doesn't get mad at her. She's just like, fuck, that sucks, now I'm in this situation. Strike one. Later on, when Kristen Bell realizes that all she has to do to undo this curse is to give these men their coins, one by one. So what does Stacy do? Stacy steals the coins and hides them from her because she doesn't want her to undo the curse because Kristen Bell is finally getting some attention. This Stacy character is the worst best friend character I have ever seen in any one of these romantic comedy movies. I'm not saying I've seen a whole lot, but this is fucking terrible. And Kristen Bell never gets mad at her. How unrealistic are these characters? How unbelievable is any of this fucking movie? Between the plot, the acting, the situations, the over-the-topness, the dumbness. Kristen Bell, you're so much fucking better than this. You are. It pains me to see you in some bullshit like this That's my rating. Some old bullshit. You know what? Fuck that. Fuck you when in Rome. This movie deserves a fuck you. I'm sorry if you liked it, but holy fuck. How? In fact, let me know in the comments below if you somehow, some way did like this movie or not. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!